Most parents are never told these 5 things about bedtime. Most parents treat difficult bedtime as a behavioral problem. But for many children, actually it is a sensory nightmare. I am Talha. I am a psychotherapist since 2009, including 9 years working with children and families. And these are patterns I've noticed clinically most sleep advice overlooks. Young children are incredibly receptive of visual, tactile, and auditory inputs. Often, what looks like bedtime defiance or refusal can actually be an environmental regulation issue. The nervous system can easily become overwhelmed by the space we ask children to sleep in. I always recommend to look at the room strictly from the child's or baby perspective. Are there bright night lights casting strange moving shadows? Are there toys with flashing LEDs lights or high-pitched buttons left on sight? Is the wall decor visually loud or busy? Your goal is to create sleep environment that feels completely predictable, visually simple, and calming to their developing senses. We need also to look at calm containment over constant intervention. Once the environment is set, we need to look at how we respond to our children. Because your child's bedtime crying is not a problem that you need immediately to intervene in and fix, or distract them from. Just like us, children experience fatigue, frustration, overstimulation throughout the long day they have spent. In many cases, crying can reflect discomfort, fatigue, or overstimulation, rather than something is mechanically wrong with your routine. In infant mental health, we look at this through the lens of co-regulation. Instead of cycling through 10 different techniques of soothing and calming the baby down, try to practice calm containment. Hold the baby close and focus on keeping your own nervous system calm. Usually, your calm, quiet, grounding, and reassuring presence with the child is much more helpful than just panic intervention. When the children are a little bit older and resisting bedtime, the words you use matter a lot. For many toddlers, a direct command like go to sleep can accidentally trigger a power struggle. Toddlers are wired to seek autonomy and control. When they are exhausted, a rigid demand can easily invite their natural oppositional reflex, turning bedtime into a battlefield. What I found useful is shifting the focus entirely from the act of sleeping and using autonomy supportive language instead. Try to reframe the goal around safety and comfort. You can try saying things like these, for example, let's get your body comfy. Let's just listen to the sleepy music together. Would you like me to tell you another story? Let's rest our legs after a really big day of running around. Now let's move to testing an auditory bridge. But what about the sound and the rest of the house? The instinct to make the whole house completely quiet for the bedtime could actually be making it harder for your toddler to settle. For some children, especially those who are more sensitive, a sudden drastic drop in the sound in the house can feel unsettling. Without a background buffer, their internal experience can feel suddenly noticeable for them. And this is where sound design comes in. I often suggest trying to experiment with an auditory bridge, especially towards the last part of the bedtime. Instead of cutting all sounds abruptly, try to introduce a predictable, gentle sound space, like low flute, steady humming, low cello, and some steady white noise. It allows their nervous system to transition gradually rather than dropping suddenly, because it feels like a drop off a sensory cliff. And besides being a psychotherapist, I've been producing music for almost 20 years of my life. And some of the music I produced it especially to help my own child to sleep, and it calms her down. You can check some of the music on my channel. However, I would like to introduce now the last point for this video, which is the brief pause. And this one is actually situationally dependent. The second you hear noise coming out of your baby monitor, you don't need to go and run upstairs or onto their rooms to check on them. Rushing to their room might be the exact thing you do to wake them up rather than to put them back to sleep. Babies and toddlers naturally move through light sleep circles throughout the night and throughout their sleeps. They might toss, turn around, briefly open their eyes, make some noise, scream a bit, while they're actually fully asleep. When it is safe to do so, just try to take some time to support your child to go back to sleep or to remain asleep if they are doing these movements and these noises while they are still asleep, instead of rushing to wake them up to start to cry. Give it a brief pause. See if they are genuinely distressed and need your help, or just transitioning between sleep cycles. This is not ignoring your child crying, but it is about recognizing the difference between a child in distress calling for you and crying, and a child moving through normal sleep cycles and going back to sleep. It is about recognizing a baby who is stirring in bed and a child who is in discomfort and need your intervention to comfort them. And unfortunately, some children lose their ability or don't even learn the ability to put themselves back to sleep because we are very protective and we just scared of them waking up, so we try to come in and put them down to sleep. If any of this information resonate with you, please let me know in the comment. And if you have any questions, anything you would like to touch upon, leave it as well in the comment. Thank you for watching, and give the music a try and see if it will calm your baby or toddler. See you in the next video. And I wish your child full nights of sleep.